6:16 this evening. Been a very busy day, busy night last night as well, weather-wise.
It was a busy night last night, not only here in the news station, but think about all the folks who had their basement flooding taking place. And I know you're watching tonight and going, all right, what's going on? So just let's take you through it here. We do have storms that are going to be coming back as we go through the overnight. You can see kind of the timing here once we get in past 9 p.m., I'd say. So out towards Sandusky, you'll be a little earlier, 8, 9 p.m., and then it continues to move east. Notice there's snow, and I know you're probably chuckling, but actually that is the icon that the computer has chosen for strong storms. So we have severe weather potential as we get into the overnight. I think it's trying to indicate hail, but it doesn't have anything that really says that. All right, here's the bigger picture of what's going on. As indicated before, we do have thunderstorms beginning to fire. This is right on track. These are actually exactly where we expected them to fire too. Now the big question is, how do things react from here? The big forecast for the overnight continues to bring a line of strong to severe storms through southern Michigan, and then it spreads across northern Ohio. As it comes through northern Ohio, our big threat, heavy rain, because we're already waterlogged. But then we also have a threat for some high winds, hail, and possibly tornadoes too. As we saw last night and as we are prone to here in northeast Ohio, when we get lines of storms, sometimes those storms little pieces of it will interact with each other, and that's where we could have weak spin-up tornadoes. So we are not expecting the big EF5 bomber to come through here. We have a chance for some very squirrely wind situations and the possible spin-up tornadoes. So damaging winds and flooding are probably the two highest risks, and out of those two, the flooding would definitely be our first priority. We also have that possibility of some hail, and again, maybe the tornado too. Now, the flood watch continues for the entire area. We are waterlogged. We do not need any more water. Matt put this map together. You can see where we had 4 to 6 inches of rain last night. Not as much east. It's definitely been favored farther to the west. So because western areas will be getting tonight's storms first, of course, we're keeping an eye on the flash flood potential, but the rivers have been on the rise too. This is the river gauge at Milan in the Huron River, and you can see how quickly the water came up. It came up from about 6 feet to 19.5 feet. The last time we had the river gauge up at 19 feet was in 2020, so it's been a little while since it's been up this high. We had one crest last year that was a little higher than that. But certainly, once we get into the storms tonight, we're probably going to see this line carry, and then it will begin to fade off as we get into the weekend, especially. The Black River in Elyria also has been on the rise, although that one seems to be curtailed somewhat. But all of our area rivers will be rising as this heavy rain moves through. So there it goes. I wanted to push that through because once that line gets through in your National Designer hour-by-hour forecast, temperatures are going to be in the 60s, and we start tomorrow dry. That's the really big difference from last night to today. The duration. We had intense rain, long duration last night. We're going to have intense rain, not as long duration for the overnight tonight. As we move through the morning tomorrow, we're expecting partly to mostly cloudy skies to linger. We may have an isolated rain chance, but look at the temperatures, notably cooler. Not only are we cooler, but look what happens to the dew points. Starts to get more comfortable around here too. That's some great news. Here's your Union Home Mortgage forecast. You can see we have pop-up shower chances on Saturday. That's going to be few and far between. But temperatures stay in the 70s as we get Sunday and Monday. Beautiful days coming in. Our next chances for rain hold off till Tuesday and Wednesday. Jimmy's in with sports next.